Alvernia comes up in the top half of the fourth, leading 2-1 over RIT. Alvernia the 5th seed, RIT the 4th seed. Dubas takes the first pitch for strike one.
Left-handed hitter Dubas, power hitter, definitely has potential to hit the ball in the gap. And right on cue, squares around.
Yep, offered a bunt on that one. Lift takes the pitch. Moves the bat back.
Just so you know, I'm telling the truth. Dubas has 8 home runs on the year and 42 RBIs.
Pitcher-catcher conference at the mound. Coach Lutz will have a word with Dubas in the meantime. And Dubas will hit one foul down the right side. Dubas gets a piece of that one, rolls back to the screen. 2 strikes. Dubas doing a good job staying alive. It's a foul grounder down the first base line.
Dubas out in front of the last 2 off-speed pitches, pulling them foul down the right field line.
Reed ahead in the count, 1-2. Here's the pitch. And that one's high and away. Making things up at 2-2.
Tried a backdoor slider there to get Dubas.
Dubas hits a ground ball back up the middle. The shortstop, Capra, throws a little bit wide, but good play by Salmon to get the tag on Dubas for the out.
Excellent play by the first baseman, Salmon. Throw took him up the line. Salmon comes off the bag and puts the tag on Dubas.
Now up for the Crusaders is Esposito, the left fielder. Esposito 0 for 1 thus far. First pitch to him goes to the backstop. Reed delivers. Esposito takes ball 2. Head in the count 2-0. Esposito a 272 hitter. He'll get one foul down the third base line. Esposito, a sophomore from Hamilton, New Jersey. Looks at a pitch for a strike. 2-2. Puts it in the air to center field. On the run into the gap is Shabala. He'll put it away. 2 outs now.
And this time through the lineup, you're definitely seeing a different plan of attack from Reed. First time through the order, threw a lot of fastballs, sitting high 80s, even touching 90, 91 at points. And this time through the lineup, we're seeing a lot of sliders, some change-ups, really showing his whole arsenal.
And on cue, 88 miles an hour, and Francis take a swing and a miss. Lots of off-speed so far this inning, but that was the first pitch fastball. Francis took a cut and came up empty. Takes another cut at this one. That one reads on the gun as 91, but Francis does a great job, gets a piece of it, and fouls it back into the screen. 0-2 the count on the catcher for Alvernia.
And it's nice as a coach when you have a pitcher that, can throw a fastball by somebody at 91 miles an hour.
That one comes up on the gun, 94 on the black. Francis will go down looking. That retires the side for Alvernia. Some words exchanged between RIT and Alvernia as the inning ends, but both teams will go back to the dugout. Alvernia is still leading 2-1, and we'll be back after a break. Did you see the Reed do something when he struck him out? Yeah. I debated whether or not I should say anything about it because I'd rather just call the game.
So far, I've made like 4 analyst calls, and then right after that, the exact opposite.
I don't know. The last thing they sent me, I think this was. I'll tell you what, I keep getting angry with my wire.
Yeah, so we're going to plug this into yours, into his, into yours, and you're both just going to talk to it. Yeah, you're both, since yours is working, you're both just going to talk into this so we can figure out. Yeah, is that okay? Yeah. This, whatever. It's ridiculous. I wonder what it is. I have no idea. They worked yesterday.
We're back. Shaluba leading off for RIT. Bottom half of the 4th inning. Tigers trail 2-1. Shalaba squared to bunt, pulled the bat back. He'll take a cut at that one. Fouls it straight into the ground. 1-1 the count. Checks the swing down to first. He did not go around. Shalaba, the center fielder. Shiki's pitch upstairs. And Shalaba takes the 3-1 pitch wide. He'll head down to first with a leadoff walk. The first baseman, Phil Salmon, steps in. Runner on first, no one away here in the bottom of the fourth. RIT looking to tie the game, trailing 2-1 to Alvernia. Shiki looks over but delivers to home plate. Down the middle for strike one on Salmon. Salmon struck out his first time up. Shiki over to first. And Shiki over to first again.
Shalaba 4 for 7 on the year in stolen bases.
Shiki's pitch. Down in the dirt, blocked by Francis. Shiki over to first again. Shalaba's been on twice, and Shiki's paid a lot of attention to Shalaba. And that pitch goes the other way into right field. A little bit of a weird hop for Dubas, but it's going to be first and second after that single. Brings up Dan Capra, the shortstop.
Salmon does a great job staying back on the changeup from Shiki, driving it into right field. It did kick away from Dubas, but the runners do not advance.
Capra 1 for 1 so far today.
Done at third base and expecting a sacrifice bunt with first and second, nobody out. And Capra does square around as Shiki twists towards second.
Only one sacrifice hit this year for Capra.
Definitely a bunting situation. I'd expect a sac bunt here from Coach Groh and the Tigers.
And he squares around again, but pulls the bat back. The pitch is up high.
Capper will try to get the bunt down the third baseline to make Dunn at third come field it. Briner at first is able to start on the grass.
Waiting the pitch from Shiki. Squares around the bunt, gets it down the third baseline. Dunn in. Over to first. Successful sac bunt by Capra.
And that's a textbook bunt by Capra. Great job of getting it down the third baseline. And now the Tigers have runners on second and third with one out and can score multiple ways. We'll see how Alvernia chooses to play it with their infield.
And before Schulz steps in, we'll have a infield conference at the mound. Francis goes out to talk to Shiki, and the infield comes over.
And we're at the 9 spot here for the Tigers.
Schulz 0 for 1.
This would be an excellent spot, Jeff, for either a safety squeeze or a suicide squeeze with the 9-hitter up. You have a runner at third base with some wheels. If you were ever going to try something, this would be the time.
Schulz with 27 runs batted in this year, so a dangerous 9-hole hitter. Not a bad guy to have up with runners in scoring position. First pitch misses for ball 1, 1-0.
And Alvernia chooses to play their corner infielders even with the bags and their middle infield back. Ground ball up the middle would score a runner easily. Ground ball hit at the corner infielder, you might have to hold.
Schulz takes a cut at an off-speed pitch and fouls it away.
And of course, Shiki is looking for a strikeout. Contact could get the run in from third.
Pitch to Schulz, and a little chopper foul down the third baseline.
RIT trying to take advantage of that leadoff walk.
1-2 the count on Schulz. Runners on second and third. RIT looking to tie the game or take the lead, trailing 2-1 here in the bottom of the fourth at the Mid-Atlantic Baseball Regional. Takes one low and away. 2-2 the count now on Schulz.
And Schulz is really trying to protect, shorten up, put the ball in play. The last thing you want to do here is strike out. Wouldn't be surprised to see something off speed here from Shiki.
Shiki looked in for the sign, and here's the pitch. Way up high, right on that one, Coach. 66-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch upstairs.
And this is an interesting situation because you do have first base open. And a walk here does put the double play in order, but of course on deck is Waterman, the leadoff hitter, number 16. So not exactly the guy that you would want at the plate if you were Alvernia.
Three-two pitch. Swing and a miss. Shiki gets him swinging. Goes after another off-speed pitch.
And a fantastic changeup from Shiki. Low and away. Schultz looking fastball 3-2. Just a great pitch sequence. Great pitch call from Francis and the Alvernia coaching staff. Getting a huge strikeout here in the bottom of the fourth. Now it's going to take a base hit or an error for the runners to score.
Shiki's going to want to get out of this inning before Gorman can get up. Not that Waterman is an easy out.
Shiki, no stranger to working out of jams, getting a triple play in the bottom of the first.
He gets that breaking ball over for strike one. Waterman takes one on the outside corner. 80-mile-an-hour fastball.
Waterman singled up the middle in his first at-bat.
Hits a hard grounder to short. Sides, fields it cleanly, and a perfect throw over to first. They escape another jam. And Alvernia remains ahead 2-1. We'll head to the top of the fifth at the Mid-Atlantic Regional. 32 done. Leading off in the top of the fifth for Alvernia.
Try this directly in like we do at our place, so we don't have these extenders. And I don't want you to. I mean, if you got to do it, we got to do it. But I mean, you guys are killing it. I don't want to.
All right, thanks. Dunn takes strike two. That pitch gets away. Count goes to 2-2 on Dunn, the third baseman for Alvernia. He'll take one outside. Dunn, a junior out of Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. Puts that one in play to second base. Waterman up with it, over to first. Salmon puts it away. One down in the fifth.
And that was a solid at-bat from Dunn out of the 9-hole, getting the count full, hitting the ball hard, right at the second baseman, Waterman.
Center fielder Colin Rieger steps in, his third trip to the plate this afternoon. 1 for 2, and struck out in his other appearance. .88-mile-an-hour fastball from Reed, fouled away by Rieger. The RIT pitcher gets ahead in the count, 0-1. Swing and a miss by Rieger. He's behind 0-2. And Rieger hits a pitch high in the zone through the middle, an 89-mile-an-hour fastball. He'll be on first with a single up the middle.
And that's a perfect example, Jeff, as you know, even a power right-handed pitcher throwing 89 miles an hour, if you leave the ball up, it's going to get hit.
And number 4, Cirilli, the second baseman for Alvernia. A freshman hitting in the 2-hole. A lot of New Jersey kids on the Crusaders roster. Cirilli out of Ramsey, New Jersey.
And the leadoff hitter, Rieger, on first base, 1 for 1 on the year, stolen bases.
Cirilli tries to lay one down, fouls it off, 0-1.
Again, neither team throughout the course of the season stole what you would consider a lot of bags. Both teams rely on the middle of their order to drive in runs.
Cirilli with 17 sacrifices this season.
And Cirilli hit most of the year in that 2-hole. Again, one of the reasons for the sacrifices is trying to get runners over for Sides and Coons, the 3 and 4 hitter for the Crusaders.
Takes a cut at that one and fouls it back. 0-2. Reed ahead in the count. Pitch from Reed. And Cirilli takes a late cut at a pitch upstairs and goes down swinging.
And that was a filthy slider from Reed.
The always dangerous Nathan Sides will step in. .431 hitter entering today's game. He's got Dunn on first. But there are 2 away. Reed with a throw over. Runner back. Excuse me, that's Rieger on first. And Sides will put it in the air, chasing the center fielder back. It's over the head of Shabala. It's going to be extra bases. Lutz is waving the runner home and going into third, sliding in safely with a triple. Nathan Sides with the RBI triple to drive in another insurance run for Alvernia.
And Shalaba playing what appeared to be a couple steps in on Sides. Sides with his 6th triple of the year.
Ian Schaefer pinch hitting. He's going to pinch hit for Cameron Coons, the designated hitter. A sophomore infielder out of Sinking Spring, Pennsylvania, local kid for Alvernia. Schaefer pops up a bunt. The third baseman, Schulz, runs in and puts it away, and that'll end the inning. But not before an RBI triple by Sides that scores Rieger. Makes it 3-1 Alvernia. Through 5.5 innings at the Mid-Atlantic Regional. We'll be back in a minute. We're back for the bottom half of the 5th at the Mid-Atlantic Division III Baseball Regional here at Peoples Bank Park. Leading off for RIT will be Will Gorman, batting second in the lineup today. The left-handed hitter, he's 2 for 2. No surprise from the Liberty League Player of the Year. He'll take an off-speed pitch for strike 1.
And his at-bat last time through the order is a perfect example of why he's such a good hitter. Great bat speed, able to turn on a pitch from Shiki, drive it into right field.
And Gorman takes one low for ball 1. That'll even the count at 1-1.
Not a surprise, the Crusaders are starting Gorman off with 2 off-speed pitches. Of course, when you fall behind 2-0 now, need a challenge.
That pitch just misses. Ball 2 to Gorman. Gorman ahead. 2-1 in the count. Shiki will look in for the sign. Takes one looking. Cannell moved to 2-2. Pitch from the left-hander. Gorman gets a piece of it. He'll stay alive, 2-2.
And Jeff, I don't know if you can see, but a rather unique alignment for the Crusaders defensively. Sides of shortstop is playing very deep and very close to the bag at second up the middle. Dunn way back at third. and Cirilli and Briner expecting Gorman to pull the ball to the right side.
And Gorman asks for time. Steps out of the box. He'll yank one foul down the right side. Still 2-2.
You can certainly see why Alvernia chooses a line in somewhat of a shift, as Gorman has shown his desire to pull the ball.
If he just hits a ground ball to what would normally be second, as the pitch misses to go 3-2, that thing might roll all the way to the PSECU sign out in right center field. And he'll take a cut. They had him played perfectly. And Cirilli takes an easy hop and passes it along to first base for the out.
Designated hitter number 15, Brett Kajanik.
Brett Kajanik with one away. Another lefty hitter for RIT. Kajanik 2 for 2 today. First pitch to him bounces up. He'll get ahead in the count 1-0.
So far, the story of this game has been the inability of either team to cash in consistently with runners in scoring position. As here in the bottom of the fifth, we have a combined 14 hits already, but only 4 total runs.
Both teams working out of bases loaded jams in the early going. And Kajanik will take another ball. 2-1 the count. On the designated hitter. Here's the delivery. Takes another one out wide. 3-1 the count.
And neither team has any action in the bullpen yet.
Count now full on Kajanik. Pops one up, sides, backs into the grass, and a little hop as he puts it away. 2 down now in the bottom half of the 5th inning.
Great job from Shiki. The 2 and 3 hitters for RIT this year combined 76 RBIs coming into today. Of course, Gorman and Kajanik lead off this inning, and Shiki retires them in order.
Zeglin, the left fielder, watches strike one.
As opposed to the last time in the order when the 2 and the 3 hitters for the Tigers came through with a double and a single consecutively, leading to the only run for RIT today.
Count evens now on Zeglin at 1-1. He's 0 for 2 today. Sophomore from Scotia, New York. Fouled back over the Alvernia dugout, now to play. Cheeky with the pitch. And Zeglin takes a cut at that and comes up empty. He'll go down swinging for the final out here in the bottom half of the fifth. Alvernia is still ahead 3-1 as we head to the sixth inning. Can you explain the need to replace Bridget? She's done.
Leading off for the Crusaders, first baseman number 15, Matt Briner.
Matt Briner, the first baseman, will lead off here. Reed still in the game for RIT as we head to the top half of the sixth inning. Briner tries to sneak a bunt down, fouls it back to the screen, 0-1. Briner fouls the pitch away. He finds himself down in the count, 0-2.
Briner's played in 40 games, starting 35 for the Crusaders. In over 124 bats coming into today. Only struck out 4 times.
1-2 now. He takes one wide. And he'll foul that pitch off. Remains alive. Briner behind in the count, 1-2.
An extremely talented hitter. Hit .395 coming into today. Very impressive to have such few strikeouts with that high of a batting average.
That one catches the outer edge, and Briner's down looking for the first out in the top of the sixth.
And the Alvernia coaching staff not happy with that call. Reed with the backdoor slider.
And that'll bring up Dubas, the right fielder.
Certainly a borderline call there on strike 3.
Dubas will take a swing and a miss. He's a junior. Bats left, throws right. Out of Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. Not far from right here in York, Pennsylvania. He'll take that one in for a ball. Evens things up at 1-1.
And Dubas with 8 home runs and 42 RBIs on the year. Certainly a threat every time he steps in the batter's box.
He'll look for the pitch from Reed, the delivery. That pitch missed. And we're 2-2. And out wide, Dubas will draw the walk. 1 out base runner for Alvernia. And Esposito, the left fielder.
Number 28, Franco Esposito.
Esposito 0 for 2 so far today. Takes the first pitch for strike 1.
Reed has lived up to his billing as a strikeout pitcher with 6 Ks through 5 1/3.
Out in front of that one, a little chopper down to third, over to second, and on to first. It'll be a fielder's choice. Dubas cut down at second base as Schultz fielded the ball and tried to turn the double play. Esposito with enough wheels.
That was Jeff, sorry to interrupt. That was an excellent play by Schultz. That ball wasn't hit all that hard. Schultz had to move to his right to be able to get that out at second and not have to settle for the out at first. Is enormous because now we do not have a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Very difficult play to turn 2 on, and the fact that they made it that close at first base was a very impressive job by the infield for the Tigers.
First pitch to Ethan Francis, the Alvernia catcher, misses. He'll get ahead in the count 1-0.
And going back to that previous play, you also have to give props to Waterman at second base with the quick chance transfer, getting rid of the ball, and having a chance to throw out Esposito at first.
Francis offers it that one. Swing and a miss for a strike. It was a good turn by RIT. The ball just wasn't quite hit hard enough for them to be able to turn that double play. Out wide. Looks at a ball.
And that's an 89-mile-an-hour fastball just outside. Really impressed with Reed and his stuff. High 80s, low 90s with a wipeout slider, curveball, changeup.
And he's touched 94 at least once.
It's no surprise his numbers coming into today are what they are. And really impressed that Alvernia has been able to scratch out 7 hits thus far.
Francis steps back in. Out wide, Francis. Oh. Francis started going down to first. And he fooled me, but the pitch is called a strike. So it'll be 3-2 now to Francis. Junior catcher. Another one of the New Jersey players on Alvernia's roster.
With 2 outs and a full count, Esposito will be off on the pitch. Should be able to score on a ball of the gap.
That pitch, an 86-mile-an-hour fastball, misses. Francis will jog down to first with another walk. And number 32, Dylan Dunn, batting for Alvernia. They'll have a chance to try to add to this lead with a runner in scoring position and another runner on first.
And Dunn, an excellent athlete, two-way player for the Crusaders. Also expect to see him on the mound at some point this weekend.
Takes the first pitch for a ball.
It looks like RIT bullpen is stirring.
Dunn takes that one back through the middle. They'll hold the runner at third. Bases loaded now. 2 outs after that single by Dunn.
And it was a good thing that Coach Lutz held Esposito at third. Shalaba came up throwing. Excellent strike to the plate. And typically in that situation, as a coach, you're looking for any reason to send that runner. With 2 outs, you want to be aggressive. With less than 2 outs, when you have multiple ways of scoring, you're going to be more patient holding the runner. But excellent decision there by Coach, as a strike from Shalaba was right on the money and most likely would have ended the inning.
Pitching coach out to the mound. They're going to have a chat with Reed. Big spot here. With the bases loaded and 2 outs in the top of the order. Up for Alvernia. Alvernia already with a 3-1 lead. RIT doesn't want to fall any further behind, as we've now found our way into the 6th inning of this one.
And we do have action in the RIT bullpen. Perhaps this visit also serves as a way to give the bullpen more time to get ready.
And I believe the action is number 7, Brett Bouchard, a junior out of Fairport, New York, 6'2", 190 pounds. Left-handed pitcher. And the pitch to Regal. Strike 1.
Looked like a slider. Started out at the front hip of Rieger.
Clocked in, it looked like at 86 on the gun.
That's a pretty hard slider.
That's 73 miles an hour.
Yeah, it
Strike 2.
looked like a curveball there, Jeff. Extremely impressed with Reed. Touching 94 with a curveball, hard slider. There's that hard slider again.
83 miles an hour, but low and away. That'll make it 1-2 on Regal.
There's a lot of pitchers around the country at the Division III level that don't touch 83 with their fastball, let alone their slider.
And Regal takes a ball. Bases again are loaded. Alvernia leading this one 3-1, looking to add more. Top of the order. The leadoff man in Regal is up. Rieger, a 283 hitter. Inside. Three and two. And that's a bases loaded walk that's going to bring in a run for Alvernia, who now makes it 4-1, takes a 3-run lead with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning.
And you got to figure that this may be the last hitter for Reed if he can't get Cirilli here. As Coach Groh signals down to the bullpen for them to move a little faster.
And Cirilli steps in, number 4, the second baseman. First pitch up and in, ball 1.
You got to give the Crusaders credit for laying off some close pitches, showing really good plate discipline.
.79-mile-an-hour breaking ball, even the count. 1-1.
And that's just, as a hitter, that's unfair. You're sitting 1-0 in the count looking for fastball, and you get a 79-mile-an-hour slider.
Looks to lay one down. That's going to get past the pitcher. That's trouble. Reed with the throw over.
Wow.
That's a bunt single. Mentioned earlier, Cirilli had 17 sacrifices on the season. He's a good bunter.
Yes.
Gets that one down perfectly where Reed could not get to it. Reed also a big guy getting down for the ball.
Yeah, Reed made that play close at first, but Cirilli, what a bunt. Certainly the Tigers weren't expecting that with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Not a normal situation to bunt, especially with the 1-1 count. Surprised us up here. And for Reed to make that play close at first, just missed getting the out there. So Reed's day is done.
Reed will leave the game. Got to give Alvernia credit, a guy with the kind of stuff and power that Reed had to manage to chip away. Reed will leave, having gone 5 2/3. Runners on base still of his concern. Gave up 9 hits and 4 walks. Struck out 6. He's allowed 5 earned runs. The new pitcher for RIT is number 7. And that
Looks
is
like Brett Bouchard.
Again, he's a junior lefty out of Fairport, New York. Comes into the regional tournament. Pitched in 21 games so far this season with a 1.97 ERA, every appearance in relief. He's 5-1 out of the bullpen.
With 6
Coach,
saves.
he has 32 strikeouts and 2 walks on the season.
Well, looking at these numbers, he's certainly their key reliever out of the bullpen. For a reliever to throw 45 innings, really impressive. 6 saves, 5-1 ERA below 2. 2 walks, and as you said, Jeff, that amount of innings, 45 innings, command guy, really impressive numbers, and you can see why Coach Groh is going to the lefty in this situation.
Comes to him in a huge spot as Sides takes ball 1. Nathan Sides, over a .430 batting average this season. He's coming up with the bases loaded. They wanted to get their best reliever in here to try to escape this jam, keep it to a 4-run deficit with a couple more trips to the plate for RIT, see if they can chip away. Funky delivery by Bouchard. That pitch catches the corner, and we're at 1-1.
Yes, sir. A sidearm pitcher. Wouldn't call him a submarine guy. Definitely not right over the top. Sidearm guy. You can see why it's difficult to hit.
And Sides will chop that one foul down the first baseline.
And what a moment to make your first appearance here this weekend is against the MAC Commonwealth Conference Player of the Year with the bases loaded.
Pitch to Sides. He chops one. That's going to be a long run for the second baseman. Good play, but his throw is wild. Sides will jog into second as a pair of runs score on that play. The error on Waterman made a heck of a run to get there and field that ball, but
And Dunn and Rieger will come around and score. And you're right, Jeff. That ball off the bat looked ticketed for right field, and Waterman showing off his range, getting to the ball, but unable to complete the throw. Throw gets away from Salmon, and 2-run score.
Schaefer, number 2, pinch hit for designated hitter Cameron Coons the last time through the lineup. And he'll go after that pitch and pops it up into deep right field where Gorman puts it away. And the inning is over for Alvernia, but not before they add 4 runs to their lead. They lead now 7-1 over RIT as RIT comes to bat in the bottom of the 6th.
Something I discovered myself is that if I have a goal, I can accomplish it.
It's a well-rounded experience.
At a Division III school, you primarily a student athlete, so the school is really shaped around you developing yourself as a complete individual.
It helps a lot that you have a family with your team that can guide you.
See it. It does have
Now batting, catcher number 20, Mike Myers.
And RIT will be looking to answer here in the bottom half of the 6th after Alvernia adds 4 in the top half of the inning. RIT finds themselves behind 7-1 in the first round here, the Mid-Atlantic Regional. Myers, the catcher, will pop that one up. Francis looking for room, but not quite enough as that one gets out of play over the dugout.
And RIT really needs some base runners, get something going. Down 6. Sheiky's been able to keep them off balance all game long.
The guile and deception of Sheiky has proved a little bit more effective today so far than just the overpowering stuff from Reed. Eventually Alvernia caught up to that. And Myers looks for the pitch from Sheiky, and it's low and away for a ball. 2-1 the count on Myers, the catcher for the Tigers. Takes a swing and pops one up. Dunn insides, the shortstop calls him off and puts it together. Or puts it away. Shallow in the infield. 1 away.
Center fielder number 2, Don Shula.
And that sun could play a part, not just in this game, but as we move forward with the rest of the games today.
I think sides angle towards that ball. He could pick it up a lot easier than Dunn, who I think was probably looking a little bit more into the sun on that one.
You're exactly right, Jeff, and you can see Dunn looked up and had to look away. He was looking straight in the sun. And as you said, sides had the angle to be able to make the play.
Shalaba now steps in. He's been on base a couple of times today. Looks to lay one down. That's in fair territory. Dunn in. He's going to let it roll. It looked like it might die in fair territory and took a left turn at the last second right into foul territory. Dunn pounces on it.
What an excellent play by Dylan Dunn. The first couple feet that ball was on the ground, it looked like it was going to stay fair. He realized that he wasn't going to have a play because it was such a great bunt, and it kicked foul.
That would have been a really tough play. You could see he thought about trying to barehand that one and then decided to just hope it would get foul, and he got his wish.
You're exactly right, and that was the smart play there. Higher percentage play was to let the ball go, get it foul.
And on a pitch taken for a ball, here comes the next one. And that's going to be upstairs for ball 2. Excuse me, that last pitch would have been ball 3 because this is ball 4 to Shalaba. I was not a math major. First baseman number 24, Phil Salmon, will come up now with one away and a runner on first. They've really paid a lot of attention to Shalaba when he's been on. They've thrown over repeatedly and really tried to disrupt any kind of hit and run or running game that RIT might try.
Yeah, and you figure, Jeff, that'll change now. Up 6 runs. I'm sure Coach Lutz and the Alvernia coaching staff not happy to see that walk. There is something to be said about pitching with the lead, really needing to fill up the strike zone, making the opponent earn everything they get to try to climb back into this game, and you make it easier on them when you're offering free passes. So I have a feeling that that is what this Mound Conference is about, just encouraging Shiki to pitch with the lead, fill up the strike zone.
Final line on Reed for RIT. He went 5 2/3, 7 runs, 5 earned, gave up 9 hits, walked 4, struck out 6. And Shiki looks in. He'll deliver to Salmon. Salmon takes a cut and gets a piece of it for a foul ball. Shiki up to 107 pitches now.
When you get into a double loss elimination tournament like this NCAA regional is, having a pitcher be able to go into the 6th inning is so important. I would expect Shiki to more than likely try to finish out this inning. This would more than likely be his last inning before handing it over to the bullpen. Let's see if he can get through the inning. Coach Lutz, I'm sure, would prefer that to having to go to his bullpen here in the bottom of the 6th with the 6-run lead.
A tournament like this will really test that bullpen depth, and you're going to want your starters to get as deep as possible. Salmon pops one up. Briner looking up, takes a couple of steps in and a couple of steps back and puts it away. 2 outs. Still with a runner on first.
You're exactly right, Jeff, regarding saving bullpen, saving pitchers, especially if you get bumped into that loser's bracket early on. To climb your way back, you're going to need to have pitchers go a lot of innings, a lot of different guys help you, and your pitching depth is very important.
Pitch taken, low and away for ball 1. Capper, the batter, the shortstop for the RIT Tigers. 2 away. He's got a runner on first. Shalaba. Capper takes a strike.
Capper had an excellent sacrifice bunt in his last at-bat.
Shiki sets and delivers. Foul ball by Capra into the on-deck circle. Upstairs now to Capper. That's taken for a ball.
I wouldn't be surprised if this is Shiki's last at-bat either way, either getting out of the inning or going to the bullpen. Over 110 pitches.
Capra waits on a breaking ball and lifts it into right field.
Dubas. Nice play out there and right.
And that'll end the inning. Alvernia still leads by 6, 7-1 after 6 full innings of play. We head to the top of the 7th. We're back now for the top of the 7th in the 2017 Division III Mid-Atlantic Baseball Regional. Alvernia leading RIT, the 5 seed leading the 4 seed, 7-1. Matt Briner, the first baseman for the Crusaders, will lead off this inning. Bouchard, who came on in relief to end the 6th, he'll come back out to start the 7th.
Yeah, Bouchard made a good pitch last inning to get sides to hit a ground ball to the right side. Unfortunately, the Tigers weren't able to make the play to get out of the inning.
He gets ahead of Briner 0-2 now. Pitch way outside. Moves to 1-2 now on Briner. Briner is 1 for 3 with a pair of RBIs and a strikeout so far today. Little number of swinging bunt, but that's going to roll foul. Briner stays alive. 1-2.
Can't tell who's in the bullpen for Alvernia, but I would be surprised if Shiki's day is not done. Looks like there's action in the Tigers bullpen as well.
Briner goes the other way, diving stop by Schulz at third, and the throw over. Pretty play by the third baseman for the out.
And I'm sure Coach Groh in the RIT dugout has a decision to make too. Obviously, this ball game is not over, and many teams have come back from 6 down. But at some point, you also got to think about, saving pitches for your key reliever for other games. And I'm not saying they're at that point yet, but as a coach, that's certainly something that's going through your head as we move through this game.
Bouchard now facing Dubas, the right fielder. He goes after the first pitch. Hard line drive, but right at the right fielder. Gorman, 2 away. Bouchard not using a lot of pitches so far this inning. They might be able to save him for tomorrow, as you said, if they can escape this inning and get to another reliever.
And again, a team that was 33-7 on the year, with only 1 loss in conference play. 6 runs is not insurmountable.
Esposito steps in now to face Bouchard. Takes a low and inside, ball 1. Franco Esposito, sophomore. Takes a cut at a pitch from Bouchard and fouls it off the fence in front of the RIT dugout. Esposito hitless in 3 trips to the plate today.
His last at-bat was that ball, Jeff, that was hit towards third base that Schultz had to move up into his right and almost turned a double play on.
Bouchard misses away.
And then I believe Esposito ended up coming around to score that inning.
He was, I believe, part of those 4 runs that scored.
Tigers were about a half a step away from turning that double play and getting out of that inning, and Alvernia able to push across a run.
Bouchard misses wide, 3-1, and you think back on it now, didn't seem like a huge spot when it happened, but how big that play was. As Esposito fouls one away, and it goes just behind the dugout.
Yeah, Jeff, you're right. When you look at these ball games between 2 talented teams, and as we move through this tournament, sometimes the difference is 2 out hits, and what team comes up with those 2 out hits with runners in scoring position and what teams don't. And so far today, these teams have strung together a combined 16 hits, but Alvernia has 6 more runs due to getting clutch hits with runners in scoring position and a lot of runs with 2 outs.
And Esposito's going to take high and away for ball 4. He'll reach base here with 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Keeps the inning alive for Alvernia.
Now batting the catcher, number 12, Ethan Francis.
Ethan Francis will step up, but a pinch runner came in for Esposito.
Yeah, I can't really see who our pinch runner is, but not uncommon for Alvernia to have a defensive replacement late in the game for Esposito.
We'll get you the name of the pinch runner. It should pop up in the live stats momentarily.
With the 6-run lead, you put a little more speed at first base, someone that's able to score on a ball in the gap, and a little more speed out there and left defensively.
I believe it's number 47, Joe Iacobellis.
And Iacobellis has appeared in 27 games, so a role that he is used to, stepping in for Esposito. He is 2 of 3 on the year in stolen bases, but again, this move is more about defense than it is necessarily the pinch runner.
1-1 on Francis. Another pitch low and away from Bouchard.
And the loser of today, this first game of today, will play at 10 a.m. tomorrow. And the winner,
Bouchard, they pick off Iacobellis, but the throw sails from Salmon into left field. Good backup by the left fielder. But Iacobellis, they had him dead to rights. But he'll end up moving down to second base here with 2 outs. Puts a runner in scoring position for Francis. He was going on first movement, and they had him picked off. Still might even have been a close play at second to get him, but an overthrow.
Right. You're exactly right, Jeff. And Alvernia choosing to go first movement, and RIT guessed right through over, but couldn't finish the play.
Up and into Francis.
To finish my previous point, the winner of game number 1 today will play at 4:30, approximately 4:30 tomorrow. And they will play the winner of the John Hopkins-Leslie 1-8 matchup.
Takes a strike on the outside corner. That'll fill the count. Runner on second, 2 away, top 7. Alvernia leads 7-1 and threatening with a runner in scoring position for Ethan Francis. Payoff pitch. Fouls it off himself.
Yes, good call by the umpire seeing that. Alvernia has done a lot of things right today, from the hit and run early in the game to bases loaded, 2-out bunt for hit. They've done some surprising things that you wouldn't expect. But Coach Lutz, veteran Coach Lutz, and his team, very prepared for today's game.
Kind of an excuse me swing by Francis, and he finds the line and left, a ground ball. Iacobellis will score, and Francis is single down the line. Makes it 8-1 in favor of the Crusaders.
And, you go back to that decision to pinch run for defensive replacement. You try to steal second. The Tigers don't make the play. Now you have a runner in scoring position, scores on a single. He doesn't score from first base if he's not moving. So the lost opportunity not making the play at second base, looming large here in the 7th.
First pitch to Dylan Dunn, the third baseman. He puts one the other way down the line. Gorman overruns it. We're going to have runners on second and third. Gorman overran the high fly ball. He had a long run to the line.
Yeah, we have a couple things happening on that play. Gorman, not sure if it was the sun, the high sky, unable to make the play on a fly ball, overruns it. The runner at third base runs into the third baseman, and the reason he is not given home is in the umpire's judgment he wasn't attempting to score. Had the umpire felt that he would have scored, they would have been able to call interference and awarded that runner home.
And Rieger now, they're back to the top of the order. Alvernia 2 outs, runners on second and third. Goes for the first pitch again. Slow roller out to second base. And RIT will get out of it without further damage, but another run comes home for Alvernia. They've pushed their lead now to 8-1 midway through the 7th inning. We'll be back in a minute.
It's on us. It's on all of us. And it's time to act now.
It's on us to start the change. It's on us to be the change. It's on us. It's on Division III. It's on all of us to stop sexual assault. I never looked at how hard Bouchard throws. I gotta believe it's just that. It's not just a lot of like 73s, 67s. So was Esposito in that? Esposito, yeah. I said Iacobello the first time. As we head to the bottom half of the 7th inning here, 5th-seeded Alvernia leads 4th-seeded RIT, the number 24 team in Division III, 8-1. Couple of defensive changes. Iacobello, who pinch ran, stole second and scored in the top half of the inning. He'll stay in for Esposito and play left. And a new pitcher for the Crusaders, number 31, Nicholas Marotta, sophomore right-hander. His first delivery, called strike one to the batter.
Yeah, Jeff Marotta is 4-2 on the year with a 4.76 ERA, 10 appearances, started 5 games, 34 innings, 17 walks, 29 strikeouts. He's a guy that can start for Coach Lutz, but can also come out of the bullpen and eat up some innings as he's doing today.
And he's come out ahead of Jason Schulz, the third baseman for RIT. He's ahead of him 0-2. Two-strike delivery just misses. And Schulz still alive, 1-2.
Marotta's a has a mid-80s fastball, sharp off speed, very talented pitcher.
Trying to get his speed on Marotta, but I'm a little too slow. I keep getting the throw back to the pitcher, which was 48, if anyone was wondering. That delivery, 86 on the gun, but out wide. Hard throwing righty for Alvernia. Good job by Schulz. He's worked the count back full. Marotta hunting around the edges of the strike zone.
Yeah, that fastball just missed, and opponents are only hitting 246 off Marotta this season.
Schulz goes for the pitch, hits it out to Sides. Sides fields it and over to first for the first out. Back to the top of the lineup for RIT with one away and nobody on. Number 16, Nevada Waterman. Swing and a miss on another 86-mile-an-hour fastball from Marotta. Waterman behind in the count, 0-1 with one away.
Again, one of the benefits to being ahead 7 runs at this point is instead of having to go to what would be your key relievers and have them throw innings, you're able to use a different arm and possibly save those key relievers for tomorrow or later on in the tournament, not to take anything away from Marotta, who's a very talented pitcher as well, and just goes to show you the depth of the Alvernia pitching staff.
Waterman fouled a pitch away. He's behind 0-2 from Marotta. Tries to check his swing, but 92 upstairs. Can't hold off. He goes down swinging 2 away in the bottom half of the 7th inning.
Yeah, we might need to check the accuracy of this gun. You wonder if that's an outlier. Not sure that was 92. Certainly fastball hard. Couldn't hold off the high fastball.
Gorman steps in now. Takes a called strike 1. Gorman looking to redeem himself after a misplaying a fly ball in the top half of the inning. He's had a good day at the plate. Multi-hit game for the Liberty League Player of the Year. He's 2 for 3 today. Watches a strike come down the middle. That one clocked in at 85. Upstairs. Misses. Gorman stays alive, fouling that pitch back to the screen.
You have to wonder if Marotta will go more than 1 inning. At this point, you could see Alvernia going with 3 different relievers, each throwing an inning, to all be available moving forward.
Another foul ball from Gorman.
Of course, the other option is to have Marotta go and finish, and that's, as a coach, decisions that you're juggling at this point.
Guy who spent time as a starting pitcher and a reliever. He most likely is capable of finishing this one out for the Crusaders should they choose to attempt to go that route.
You're exactly right. And on the other hand, could be an option for them to start a game later on this weekend.
Gorman takes a ball and the count runs full. And that pitch misses inside, gets away from the catcher, but Gorman will take a slow jog down to first. The designated hitter, Brett Kajanik, he's also got 2 hits on the day, and he's knocked in a run for RIT, the only run of the day for the Tigers. He goes for the first pitch. It's high in the air. Left field and center field converge. Oh, another ball misplayed, probably in the sun. Gorman's going to come around to score. And Kajanik ends up at second base, as Rieger may have lost that one in the sun. Icabellis and Rieger kind of converging on it. Ended up staying a little bit more towards center field. Rieger tried to put it away and just kind of missed it. It hit off his glove and ends up giving a little bit of life here to the Tigers.
Yeah, Rieger's an excellent center fielder. You got to think that ball got in the sun. That's not something you normally see from him.
Zeglin, the cleanup hitter, will now come to the plate.
You also got to give credit for Gorman running from first. A lot of base runners will assume that ball is going to be caught and jog, but he was sprinting around those bases, able to score from first.
Just the second error of the year for Rieger. 19 Zeglin.
And you're right, it looks like that was scored an error on that play. You wonder if at some point they'll go back and assume that ball was lost in the sun. Typically in that situation, if the ball hits the glove, they'll rule it an error, which I believe it did.
It looked like he was kind of camped under it and might have just on its way back down, passed through the sun for a second, and he just kind of got a little bit of a glare and lost it at the last second, but it really looked like he was going to easily make that play, and just, as happens sometimes, he did not. Zeglin, little looper into no man's land, just over sides. Kajanik is going to come home. And now it's 8-3. Tigers trying to cut into the lead a little bit. Just a little bloop single. Sides going back. The outfielders coming in just into that no man's land area of left center field.
Yeah, not a bad pitch by Marotta, getting in on the hands. But Zeglin able to muscle that ball into left, and all this damage here in the inning with 2 outs, starting with the Gorman walk.
And Mike Myers comes to the plate. The switch hitter batting left-handed for the first time today. He'll hit a ground ball over to second base that Cirilli fields cleanly, and the side is retired. RIT chips into the lead a little bit. They trail 8-3 after 7 full innings. We'll be back after a break. top of the 8th inning. Mike Cirilli will lead off. Pitching change for RIT. A junior right-hander, Kyle Pavlak, out of Fairport, New York.
Yeah, Pavlak has a 4.26 ERA in the year in 25 innings, 12 appearances, started a game, does have 1 save. Opponents are hitting .301 against him, and he has 17 strikeouts and 6 walks.
He's fallen behind Cirilli 2-0. I'll tell you what, Fairport High School in New York must have had a heck of a pitching staff a couple of years ago, because Bouchard and Pavlak were both members of the same graduating class at that high school. Cirilli takes strike 1, 2-1. When you think about the Tigers, the number 24 team in the country, they got 2 guys from the same high school staff.
Yeah, that must have been a pretty good team there.
Cirilli takes strike 2. Pavlak has battled back now, even the count at 2-2. Cirilli with a late hack at that one, fouls it away. First base coach cleans up the ricochet.
And the RIT Tigers, have had an excellent season. Not too many teams in the country have 33 wins, and they only lost 1 game in their league, the Liberty League.
Cirilli is swinging a miss, but the pitch gets away. He's going to run down to first. And he's going to reach on a strikeout.
This Tigers team hasn't been trailing in too many games this year.
Number 9, Nathan Sides now steps to the plate. Another base runner for Alvernia. Sides, 2 for 4 with an RBI. Takes the first pitch for a ball. 2 hits today. Sides raises his already fiery .431 batting average. Takes a swing at that one and fouls it away.
That triple Sides hit a couple innings ago was a big play in this game. Over the center fielder's head, scoring a run.
Cirilli, the runner on first, struck out but reached on a passed ball. Pitch was a little bit high, but Myers should have probably handled that one. Sides takes a ball up high, and it's 2-1. Sides hits it right back to Pavlak. He knocks it down. It'll be a ground out to the pitcher as Sides is retired to first. The runner moves along to second.
Yeah, you got to wonder again if that, like the first inning, another hit and run. Sides, a hitter that has really good bat control, can put the ball in play, hit the ball to the other side of the field. Ideal candidate for a hit and run. And Alvernia able to stay out of the double play.
Schaefer entered as the designated hitter earlier, pinch hit, and stayed in the game. Takes the first pitch for ball 1. Pavlak's delivery. Ball 2. Cirilli, the runner on second. 1 away here in the top of the 8th. Alvernia leading 8-3. Schaefer, a ground ball to short. The runner scurries back to second, but the throw over the head of the first baseman. Runners will be... There's a runner on third, but good play by Salmon to get back there, get the ball, throws it down to second to get Schaefer, who was trying to move up after the throw got away.
Yeah, a lot happening on that play. Play that the shortstop, Capra, will say that he should have made. Poor throw gets away from Salmon, but Salmon does a great job recovering. Ill-advised decision of the runner trying to move up to second base with one out.
Matt Briner, the first baseman, takes strike one. Schaefer will be credited with reaching on an error and out at second on a 3-4 putout. Again, Salmon, good hustle on that play to get back there and get that ball and get it down to second. I was about to say we were going to have runners on second and third, and all of a sudden the ball came flying in, and Schaefer's out at second. Pitch taken low by Briner.
And another reason why that's a big play is now Briner will need a hit or a wild pitch, pass ball, air to score the runner. If we had runners on the corner, sacrifice fly could score the run.
Briner puts one in the air. Left fielder. Zeglin goes back and squeezes it with the sun. A lot of these fly balls are beginning to become a little bit of an adventure, anything in the air. But 8-3, Alvernia leads after their half of the eighth inning. We'll be back after a break. Why do I need to replace my
This is our It's On Us pledge. It's on us to make a personal commitment to help keep all people safe from sexual assault, regardless of race, gender, sexual orientation, or ability.
Not to be bystanders to the problem, but to be leaders of the solution. We invite you to join us in this campaign by informing your campuses about the It's On Us mission.
Starting to run out of chances here. We're in the bottom of the eighth, the 4 seed, number 24 seed in the country. Trails Alvernia 8-3 here to 2017 Division III Mid-Atlantic Baseball Regional. Dom Shalaba leading off. Shalaba in center field for the Tigers today.
Marotta still on the mound for the Crusaders.
Marotta's pitch. Low and inside, bounces up and rolls away. Nobody on, so no worry there. Shalaba, the first hitter of the inning for the Tigers. He's been on base several times today. He's actually 0 for 0. I believe he's walked 3 times. Takes a strike there. Count is 1-1, I believe. Shalaba puts a swing on that one. Deep into center field. It one-hops the wall. And Shalaba has now reached base all 4 times. Leadoff double here, trying to get the Tigers fired up to maybe fight their way back into this game.
Yeah, with only 6 outs to go, every at-bat is precious.
First baseman Salmon now batting. Senior first baseman, Ridgefield, Connecticut. Good defensive play by the senior last inning. There was an overthrow and managed to cut a runner down at second. That play helped RIT escape the inning without allowing Alvernia to add any more runs to its lead. Salmon takes a strike.
Yeah, when you look back at the story of this game early on, it was both starting pitchers working out of jams. And as we move toward the middle and later part of this game, Alvernia is really taking advantage of some misplays from RIT.
Swing and a miss by Salmon. RIT credited with 3 errors this afternoon. 1 error for the Crusaders. As we've mentioned earlier, Alvernia with 10 hits, RIT with 9. They've had some misplays they've taken advantage of and managed to get the runners across when they've had them.
That 4-run top of the 6th for Alvernia really looms large here. And we believe all of those runs were scored, if I'm not mistaken, with 2 outs in the inning.
Yes. I believe you're correct, Coach. That pitch is away. Salmon takes a ball. Salmon takes another pitch wide.
Looks like a breaking ball from Marotta, just missed.
Shalaba on second base, led off the inning with a double. Deep to center field. One hopped on the warning track off the fence, and Salmon goes down swinging for the first out of the inning. Second time Salmon has gone down on strikes today. Number 29, Capra, the shortstop. Capra's a freshman, North Salem, New York. An engineering exploration major. Takes a pitch wide. As a technical school, RIT has some different majors than you often see at other schools.
A lot of impressive student athletes.
Capper takes a strike. Shortstop hitting 8th today for the Tigers in the bottom third of the lineup. Marotta throws back to second. Slide back in by Shalaba. The throw rolled a couple of feet away.
And that was a pickoff play called by the shortstop Sides, thinking he had a chance at the runner at second. Showed his glove on what's referred to as a daylight play.
Fakes behind the runner, decides. And a foul ball by Capra, high and up over the concourse. 2 strikes now on the batter. 1-2 count.
Ooh, and
Capra making a case that he was hit by that pitch.
From here, I think he was. Obviously the home plate umpire has a better view, but from back here in the press box, I sure thought that grazed the jersey. You hear the double hit of jersey and glove, and you got to wonder if Coach Groh is going to ask for help, although, if the home plate umpire didn't see it, I'm not sure who could, but I tend to agree with Coach that Capra probably should be on first base right now. And down 5 runs, RIT needs all the base runners they can get.
But as it stands, it's just going to be ball 2, which makes the count on Capra 2-2. He's a .306 hitter this year. Count will run full.
If this were a Major League Baseball game, I think that's one where Coach would ask the umpires to take another look at it through the headset. But as we stand, it's not.
Capra fouls it back. 3-2.
I believe Capra was hit by that pitch, although the umpire hasn't made a signal. And as I say in basketball, the ball don't lie.
Even if he wasn't hit, it's still ball 4. So either way on that one, it gives RIT another runner. They now have first and second with 1 out. Trying to mount a rally here, down 5 in the bottom of the 8th with 1 out, trailing 8-3 against 5th-seeded Alvernia. And we have the third baseman, number 8, Schulz, stepping in.
Schultz has been up in some big spots today out of the 9 hole. And again, we mentioned earlier the number of RBIs, 27 RBIs on the year, and he's had multiple chances to add on to that total. And let's see if he can do it in this at-bat.
He swings at the first pitch. It's going to be high and back in foul territory. No one can get there in time, and it's strike 1.
Yeah, not an easy play for any of the Alvernia players, but not sure how much communication there was. That ball could have possibly been caught, or at least a better attempt could have been made. In the Bermuda Triangle between the first baseman, second baseman, and right fielder. Tough play. Would have been a tough play either way.
Schulz, the dangerous 9-hole hitter, is 0 for 3 today with a strikeout. And he takes strike 2, falling behind in the count to Marotta, 0-2. Runners on first and second. Marotta, the pitch. Schulz takes for a ball, 1-2.
And this is a big at-bat for the Tigers. A hit here or a ball in the gap gets them right back in this game.
In the dirt, blocked by Francis. Another ball on Schulz. Capra was hit by that pitch that would have been ball 4 had it not hit him. Schulz looks at strike 3, goes down swinging for the second time today. Marotta picking up another strikeout.
And as we get back to the top of the RIT order with 3 lefties due up, looks like Coach Lutz will go to the bullpen for a lefty of his own. Looks like the new pitcher's number 37, freshman left-hander Michael Griffin. Of course, the other thing we haven't mentioned at this point is once you make it to the NCAA regionals, there is a maximum roster number of I believe it's 25, which really limits some of the options coaches have. Might cut down on the number of arms you have available from the regular season. But the freshman Griffin, southpaw on now.
Freshman out
top
of
of the RIT
Robbinsville,
order.
New Jersey. Strong freshman season, 9 appearances out of the bullpen. Pair of saves, 13 strikeouts and 14 2/3 innings against 4 walks. Opponents did hit 309 against him, but he managed to pitch around some of those base hits. Some action in the RIT bullpen as well.
If RIT wants to have a shot at coming back and winning this game, I think it's really important that they take advantage of 2 runners on here with the top of their order up. And at least try to chip away to make it a little bit easier on themselves to possibly come back in the 9th.
Now batting number 16, Nevada Water.
First batter he faces will be the leadoff hitter for RIT, Nevada Waterman. Waterman 1 for 4 today. Struck out once. Waterman bunts, 1 hops back to Griffin. Griffin over to first, and that'll end the inning. Tried to catch the Crusaders off guard, especially first pitch by a new pitcher, but bunted it right back to Griffin. And that'll retire the side. It's still 8-3 in favor of Alvernia. After 8 full innings of play, we head to the 9th. the right fielder, leading off this inning for Alvernia. Pitching change for RIT. Number 21, Ben Clough, on to pitch the ninth, a left-hander. Delivery, low and away. Evens the count at 1-1. Clough, a sophomore lefty out of Tolland, Connecticut. Computational mathematics. Dubas will pull that one down to first, and Salmon will field it and take it to the bag himself. One away in the top of the ninth.
Yep. Clough only has 3 appearances on the season. 5 innings pitched, 1-0 record. Has yet to give up an earned run.
Icabellis entered as a pinch runner earlier in the game. Stayed in to play left field, getting his first at bat of the game. Swings at the first pitch he sees from Clough and fouls it back. Pitch from Clough, clocked at 79. Breaking ball. Called strike. 0-2 now on Icabellis. Takes high, 1-2. Icabellis, a senior outfielder out of Morganville, New Jersey. A lot of New Jersey kids again on this Alvernia team. Takes away, or maybe a little bit low as well for a ball. 2-2 on Icabellis. Called strike 3. Clough picks up the second out of the inning.
Good pitch from the lefty, locating what looked to be a fastball down and away.
Francis the last chance for Alvernia here in the ninth, but they sit on a 5-run lead, 8-3. Francis takes high and inside for ball 1. Francis today 1 for 2. I believe he walked twice. Pitch taken for a ball. 2-0. Outside corner for a strike. 2-1 on Francis. Low hops right in front of the catcher. 3-1 now the count on Ethan Francis, the Alvernia catcher.
Francis, the number 8 hitter, on base 3 times today. There aren't too many spots in this order where, as a opposing pitcher, you can take a breath.
Called strike. Clough gets the call on that pitch to work the count full here now on Ethan Francis. Takes a pitch the other way. pops into left field for a single with 2 outs for Ethan Francis. Keeps the inning alive for the third baseman, Dylan Dunn.
Yeah, Chloe's been staying on the outside corner to both right-handed and left-handed hitters this inning. Francis makes a good adjustment, staying back, hitting the ball the other way, not getting out in front and rolling over. And that gives Dunn a chance with 2 outs here in the ninth.
Close delivery called for strike 1 up in the zone. Takes a strike. Glow gets ahead of Dunn in the count, 0-2.
Chloe's been, again, trying to hit the outside corner with that fastball, and then has a slow curveball. Quite a bit of movement.
Put into play by Dunn out into right field. Gorman back to the track. Puts it away. 3 outs. And RIT has one last chance. The number 24 Tigers will bat in the bottom of the ninth, trailing 8-3 to 5th-seeded Alvernia here at the Mid-Atlantic Regional. We're back here for the bottom of the ninth inning. RIT trailing 8-3 here in the first game of the Mid-Atlantic Regional. They've got the right part of the order up if they want to try to get back into this game. Will Gorman, their number 2 hitter, the Liberty League Player of the Year, leading off. Takes the first pitch for a ball.
And Michael Griffin, the freshman lefty still in the game for Alvernia, got out of the jam in the 8th on 1 pitch.
Gorman takes a cut at the next pitch and fouls it away, 1-1.
You know, a lot of coaches will have their hitters take until they get a strike in a situation like this where they need base runners, but hard to do that with Will Gorman, Conference Player of the Year.
Gorman 2 for 3 so far today. Came into the game hitting .349 with 8 home runs and 12 doubles. RIT looking for him to spark a comeback attempt. He takes a pitch for ball 2, 2-1. Gets a swing on that one, deep into right field. And that's up into the picnic area. Home run for Will Gorman. RIT cuts this to 8-4. Showing some life here in the late innings against the Alvernia bullpen. Gorman, his 9th home run of the year. 3rd hit of the day.
Yeah, it's a shame they couldn't get to his spot in the order last inning with a couple runners on. Of course, not sure that the outcome would have been the same, but a hitter like that, you'd like to get him some RBI opportunities with runners on base. And as we mentioned earlier, Gorman sure looks like he likes to pull the ball. Quick hands, turning on that pitch up into the picnic area. Really impressive player.
And now Brett Kajanik also having a good day at the plate. He steps up and takes the first pitch. Griffin, a breaking ball that gets away from him. A soft pitch over the head of Kajanik. Fouls this pitch away. It's going to get out of play, probably. And it does. Dunn kept chasing it. It landed on top of the dugout. Griffin was brought in for the 3 straight lefties at the top of the order for RIT. Got 1 out to end a inning in the 8th where there were 2 runners on. The Gorman strikes here in the in the bottom of the 9th with a solo shot to right field. And Kajanik swings, goes down swinging. And now Zeglin will step to the plate with 1 away here in the bottom of the 9th.
Yeah, the 340 hitter Zeglin, 1 for 4 on the day, singled in his last at bat.
Pitch from Griffin. Puts a swing on it into the outfield. And Dubas in the gap. Puts it away, and Alvernia's 1 out away now from advancing here at the Mid-Atlantic Regional. RIT hoping for some late heroics down to their final out. Griffin looking to get out of the inning.
Yeah, the switch hitting Myers back to the right side.
He goes after the first pitch, hard liner, but it's right at center field. And Rieger puts it away, and that's the game. Alvernia will move on. They defeat RIT 8-4. With the win, the 5th-seeded Crusaders will play tomorrow. Tomorrow at 4:30 against the winner of the Johns Hopkins Leslie game. And the losers will go down to the loser bracket and play tomorrow at 10 a.m. RIT will face the loser of the Johns Hopkins Leslie game at 10 a.m.
And looks like our game 2 today between Johns Hopkins and Leslie will start at approximately 2:35. So again, that's 2:35, the approximate start time for game 2 today.
For Alvernia, the win will go to Ryan Sheikey. Reed takes the loss for RIT. And as Coach said, we'll be back in 65 minutes for Game 2, Johns Hopkins and Leslie.